Hi everybody. Welcome to 2021. We're not even 15 days into 2021 and it's as chaotic and as dysfunctional as 2020 was. And I said in a previous video that I, I just knew, I just had a gut feeling that 2021 and even from here on out, it's not going to get any better. We're not going to see that just that peace and that feeling of almost comfort that we had back in 2018, back in 2019, when everything was just kind of it was just a good year. Where I don't feel like we're gonna see that anymore. No. And tomorrow is Martin Luther King Day. I heard tomorrow is gonna be a big day for Trump somehow. And then of course the inauguration day is a couple days away. So we will see how everything plays out. I mean, all we can do right now is pray and continue to pray. But, even the world is still continuing to act in its malicious way to feed that earthly desire that it has. Jesus said that, in the last days, the world will continue to do what it does best. They'll continue to drink and eat. They will continue to marry and give in marriage up until the day, just like the days of Noah, and that's where we are. And I see that, I still see people talking about like New Age things and Hinduism and their chakra and their third eye and things like that. And it's funny because with the New Age, you always hear something different. So today I heard of something else, part of this New Age thing, and it's called the spiral dimension or spiral dynamics. I think that's what it is. So it talks about like these tiers, and these tiers are different colors. And they kind of talk about the awakening of your mind and the awakening of humanity, and you got the different colors. So this lady, she was talking about the different colors and each tier and each stage, And so, but the final stage, it talked about purity. It talked about joy. It talked about oneness. It talked about peace. And what's so funny is people of the world, they have to realize that all what they're trying to find out of what the meaning of life is points back to God. That oneness, that unity, that joy and that peace that she was talking about and that she was saying that we are all going towards or we're all looking for, that is God. And that is God in a nutshell. He is joy. He is peace. He is love. He is unity. He is all those things. He is one. He is the Father. So I feel like every religion or every philosophy, let's say philosophy, let's say theology. Every philosophy, every theology points back to God, points back to that one creator. And people will eventually realize that that is what we're all shooting towards, is to be one with him. And Christianity is so beautiful because it shows you that yes, or it tells you that yes, we believe in the one creator. We believe in him. And because we know who God is, and because we understand his authority, that makes you understand his holiness and his divinity. You can't just, live your life as a regular person, doing whatever you want, feeling and, taking on that fleshly desire, and think that you can be part of that holiness. Because if humanity says we all believe in the Creator, we all believe in one God, if we can all agree on that, then the next step in your maturity of intellect is to say that, well, this Creator must be, some sort of either, king, benevolent king, if you will, because he created us. And if he created us and gave us these morals and these values and these ethics, then he is to be on a higher standard and a higher field than we are. And that is divinity, and that is holiness. And once you, know that, and you accept that, and you give that to him, then you understand the concept and the reason why God would give his self and his son, here on earth for us. Because there has to be a bridge if you believe and accept the holiness and the divinity of God. And so I think that's where other belief systems are wrong, is they don't really get that part of the holiness and the divinity, and that we are sinners and that we need to change. How can you understand what love is if you yourself are not going to change and are not going to continue to grow in that spiritual, awakening? If you don't try and change your earthly ways, the things that don't matter, the money and the flesh and the gluttony and, everything we just consume our lives with. You can't, you have to give that all up. You have to give it up to understand what it means to be holy, what it means to be spiritual, and what it means to, to feel that serenity and that peace and that joy and that love. And that's why, Jesus is amazing, and that's why God is so amazing, because he was able to show us, what that is, and how to be like that, and how to give it up, and what that means. And then not only that, but he taught us forgiveness, so if we can all agree that we are all, just horrible people, like really, like deep down, we're not good people. I know myself, I fall short every day. But if we can all agree on that one concept, and we can all forgive each other and understand that forgiveness came from him, then, we are continuing to, grow in our maturity, in our spirituality with God. And so I think that one day, and it is written in the Bible, that one day those people will know what the true meaning of salvation is, and what the true meaning of Jesus is, and what the true meaning of life and what God is, because that's what we're really all searching for. We're all just searching for the meaning of life, because it's just so hard for our brain to grasp that we're actually here. And when you actually grasp, and when you actually admit that you are real and you are here, you can start to admit and accept those other things about God and his divinity and his holiness and his purpose. And it makes it easier to accept all those other things that come with him. You know, there is this one famous quote, and it was by a very famous theologian. I think he passed away. I forgot his name. But he said that, you know, the scientists will study all their life, and they will start at like the bottom of the mountain, and they will climb their way up to the top of the mountain to find the meaning of life, only to find the philosophers and the theologians right there, already there, and the monks already there, praying on the mountain. And so that goes to all the other religions. I hate to say it, but it is true. We will all get to that point where everyone else who has a hard concept with God and a hard concept with Jesus, they will get up to that point in their mind and in their spirituality and in themselves, to that point in the mountain where they will reach that pinnacle, and it will dawn on them what the true meaning of life is. And then they'll know. So all I can say is to stand firm in the faith, and keep fighting the good fight. I know it's really hard right now as we're kind of living through all this, but we got to keep going. You know, you can't give up, because this is not even bad. We're not even in the bad part yet. So if we can just hang in there, fight the good fight. And you know, this is why we have to spread the message about Jesus, who he was, and his return, and the whole concept of Christianity, because people have it backwards, and people forget little tiny bits of who God is, and they've made a different religion, and they've gone somewhere else, when really they should have been looking to Jesus, and they should have been looking to the father of Abraham, you know, and the father of Isaac, the father of Joseph, the father of us all, you know, when they should have been looking there. And that's why Christianity is so important, because it reminds us of the whole concept, the whole divinity of God, and what that means to humanity. And like I said, other religions, they forget little tiny but very important details about God. So just something to think about tonight.